And a pleasant good evening to you and yours, and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network, where our continuing coverage of youth prep, college, and pro sports continues tonight with prep baseball, as we've got the 2-0 Merritt Island Mustangs hosting the 2-3 Gallie Commodores. I am Alan Slaughterzinski, and coming up in a couple of minutes, we're going to have the Mustangs and the Commodores. Of course, you saw the Commodores last night in not such a great light, but hopefully tonight they'll get the bats going, as they were beat last night by the Viera Hawks 12-0. Just want to let you know our primary sponsor for tonight's game is Archaic Design Incorporated Kitchen and Bath, custom kitchen, bath, flooring, and outdoor kitchen remodeling store, licensed and insured. Archaic Design licensed and insured, custom home builder and remodeling company with over 30 years of experience. Archaic Design Kitchen and Bath will work with you from design phase to completion to bring your dream kitchen, bath, or floor to life. Stop by their store to hand pick your granite, tile, wood. Oh, we got the national anthem. All right. Once again, we want to thank Archaic Design Incorporated Kitchen and Bath for their sponsorship of tonight's game here on Brevard Sports Network. And I think we have a special guest throwing out the first pitch. I'm not sure. Yes, she is coming. She is 7-year-old Vivian Sleeth. Vivian tonight is going to be throwing out the first pitch, and everybody is Team Viv, no doubt about that. And, of course, if you read our story today, Vivian and the Mustangs got together up at Dingers, and the entire team and manager Danny Widener fell absolutely in love with her as she gets set to throw out the first pitch here tonight. Vivian suffers from DIPG, which is a rare pediatric brain stem tumor.
However, they have not significantly advanced these options in more than 75 years. Only 4% of federal funding goes towards these options. 7-year-old Vivian, who is here tonight, is the daughter of Monday National High School.
We're going to provide you with a GoFundMe page.
Merritt alumni 2004, Brittany Sleep. Vivian is in second grade at Viera Elementary High School.
She's in the second grade at Viera Elementary School.
Recently, in mid-November, Vivi and her family traveled to Washington, D.C.
7-year-old Vivian Sleeth going to be throwing out the first pitch tonight. Vivian learned of her condition when they were on vacation in Fort Myers. She was watching TV one day and she started seeing double. And she started watching television and she would tilt her head, and her mom noticed that she was tilting her head one way to watch television, which tilting her head would correct the double vision. So her mom took her to a doctor, and while they were on vacation, or actually a couple of weeks after they were on vacation, it was on vacation where her mom noticed that happening. And when they returned, they were on their way to the eye doctor and got a call that they needed to go to an oncologist. And Vivian has been absolutely unbelievably brave. She is an incredible young girl. I've had the opportunity to meet her. I met her at Dinger's. She is phenomenal. And she's going to go out here tonight and throw out the first pitch. Buster, just a little bit that way. Thanks, buddy. And there she goes. Manager Danny Widener. And again, I'll be putting the GoFundMe page up tonight throughout the broadcast. Oh, look. She's like, nah, I can do it from back here. And Vivian comes to a set. She rocks, kicks, and fires. Strike for Vivian. Put her in the bullpen. All right. Okay. All right, let's take you through the starting lineups here tonight. And again, we'll get that GoFundMe up here in just a little bit where you can help. For the Gallie Commodores, who come in batting just 150 as a team last night. You got to report the good and the bad. And last night, the Commodores, 11 strikeouts, 7 of them via the backwards K. Tonight, they'll have Neal. And a good sign for Gallie tonight is that Riley Jackson is in the lineup. Didn't expect to see it, but he's in there tonight. He's playing second base, but the bat is in the lineup. Snowden's third, Lustig fourth, Elite's fifth, Garrett Smith is sixth, Catcher Sid is seventh, Dexter and Cole Wilson will be behind the plate. For the Merritt Island Mustangs in the field, we'll start you from left to right. Torrin Dunnigan in left, Noah Knight in center, Asher Anderson in right. Around the horn from third to first will be Nick Wimberly, Dean Hanselman, Ryland Diaz at second, Jacob Luffler at first. Tyler Mully behind the dish, and on the bump to start this one tonight, Kide Atatue. Last year, 4-3 with a 1.86 ERA, 55 hits and 65 innings pitched, 103 strikeouts, and 14 base on balls. Now you're set. I'm set. Let's play ball here as Neal steps in. Unusual for Gallie. Start off slow with the bats. The pitch outside on the corner, strike one. No, you cannot also watch that at Sports Today because they are banned from all live streams. Atatue second is a ball. 1-1 is our count. Kide works quick. He's a southpaw. The pitch, a dribbler back to Atatue, turns and makes the throw for the first out here in the top of inning number one. That's going to bring up second baseman Riley Jackson, who last night, to be quite honest with you, it did not look like Riley was going to be playing anytime soon. And yet here he is in the lineup tonight. He took a shot off the kneecap last night and then popped a groin behind the plate and, well, came out of the game. And here he is as Kide Atatue to Riley Jackson. And Jackson's first pitch swinging, pops it up. Shortstop calls for it, and somebody came up with it. Who was it? It was the shortstop, as little miscommunication nearly cost the Mustangs, but it's an out as Dean Hanselman comes up with it, and that's going to bring up Daniel Snowden. 2 down, 4 pitches here in the top of the first. Once again, we want to thank Archaic Design Incorporated Kitchen and Bath. Kide's offering. Snowden swings through it. Strike 1. Just off the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here at beautiful Clint Hurdle Field. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike 2. I talked to Kide before the game and asked what he really felt like was working for him, and his answer was his changeup. Let's see if Snowden sees it. He does not. Low, and we've hit our first turn card pitch of the night. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kide Atatue with the 2-2 offering coming. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the first. Gallie nothing, Merritt Island coming to bat. On the bump tonight for the Gallie Commodores is Daniel Morrissey, the senior this year. Is 1-1 this year. In 8 innings pitched, he's given up 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. Struck out 12, walked 5. And he's faced 30 batters with 25 official at-bats. And we'll take you around the Gallie infield and outfield coming up in just a minute here. For the Commodores, it'll be catcher Schnitt, Neal, and Dexter from left to right. From third to first, it'll be Leitz, Lustig, Jackson, Riley Jackson, and Garrett Smith. Cole Wilson behind the dish, and Daniel Morrissey on the bump. Leading off is going to be Rylan Diaz. Diaz, a 4-year starter so far this season, batting .500, 3 for 6, 4 runs, a walk, hit by pitch, and he's 2 for 2 with stolen bases. Danny Widener, the manager, in his 5th year. Widener 61, 26, and 1, going up against Bobby Collins tonight, who has 441 career wins. Morrissey, a lefty, so we got a southpaw battle, and this one is lined down the right field line, tailing just foul. So a battle of southpaws here tonight on Brevard Sports Network. Morrissey, and the other issue for Gallie last night, aside from the plate appearances, was they issued 11 walks last night. Gallie pitching 11 walks, and they committed 3 errors in the field, which led to the 12-0 loss. Morrissey with a beautiful changeup for strike 2 on Diaz. So quickly in the hole, Morrissey to Diaz. The 0-2 coming. Just on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's a beautiful night for baseball in Merritt Island. Morrissey with the 1-2. There's a chopper. And field it over, and Diaz will beat it out. Not quite a Baltimore chop, but a high enough chop to allow Diaz to beat it out, and he will be credited with an infield single as Noah Knight steps in. Noah has begun the season. The 3-year starter is 1 for 4. 4 walks, so a very patient hitter. Keep your eye on Diaz at first. He's 2 for 2 in the stolen base category. And with Riley Jackson at second base, they know it. And Cole Wilson behind the plate. Wilson's a good catcher, but he's not Riley Jackson. Morrissey comes to a set, rocks, kicks, fires on the outside corner. And Wilson comes up looking to fire. And it's 0-1. Noah Knight last year in this game bunted with the bases loaded to win it 7-6 in the bottom of the 6th. That one gets away, and off to second base on the pass ball goes Diaz, and Merritt Island now with a runner in scoring position. Last year, Noah Knight, a .333 hitter. The 0-2, outside and low, ball 1, 1-2. So he'll be picky here. The 1-2, Morrissey. Diaz with a 3-step lead at second. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, foul. Knight played in 20 of the 28 games last year. He had 20 hits and 60 official at-bats. That's .333. 1-2 now. The on-deck hitter is Nick Wimberly. That's a shot, but foul. And the count will stay at a ball and 2 strikes. Merritt Island with just 2 home runs all of last year. One ball and 2 strike. Morrissey. As Morrissey turns inside, or not Morrissey, check that. Knight turns inside on the Morrissey off-speed pitch, and it's a ball. 2-2 is the count here in the Archaic Designs Incorporated Kitchen and Bath Friday night baseball game of the week. Gallie and Merritt Island. The pitch, high, ball 3, and Noah Knight, who was in a hole, 0-2, has worked the count full to 3 balls and 2 strikes here with nobody out and Rylan Diaz at second base. The 3-2 coming. Strike 3. Morrissey gets out number 1, and that's going to bring up Nick Wimberly. So far this season, Wimberly, the junior, 3 for 5 with 5 RBIs. He's got a double and a triple this year. Again, 2-0. Wins over Harmony and Sebastian River. Morrissey's first pitch offering to Wimberly is swung on and missed for strike 1. Wimberly last year injured, played in 16 games, batted just .205 last season. 0-1 to Nick, who I think we'll see on the hill tonight at one point or another. Diaz is held by Jackson. The pitch, chest high, strike 2. 0-2. And Morrissey is ahead again. He was ahead 0-2 to Noah Knight and struck him out on a full count. And he's ahead on Wimberley, 0-2. 1 out here. The pitch. And there's a chopper. That's a fair ball. Tough play. Won't be played. And take them as you get it. Looks like a line drive at the end of the season. And that's another infield base hit. Advancing to third base is Rylan Diaz. And Wimberley is aboard for Jacob Loeffler. Jake Leffler steps in. He's got 3 RBIs and a run scored this year. He's a 5-year starter, 3 of them spent at Space Coast. So Leffler with a chance here and just 1 out. It's going to be interesting to see what Dan Widener does base-wise. Last season, the Mustangs were 48 out of 57 in stolen base attempts. So that's two opportunities per game average in 28 games. And that ball is rocketed into right field, but there to look at this throw at the plate, and ball bounces in the dirt, and Rylan Diaz tags up on the line drive out. Nice haul there by Josh Dexter for the second out, but Rylan Diaz does score, and the Mustangs lead it 1-0 here in the top of the first. So Dexter had him. Good throw. Dean Hanselman steps in. Hanselman this year just 1 for 8 to start the season. Still a runner at first. Now 2 outs here, but a run is in. That gets away and down to second base goes Nick Wimberley. Mully would be next. Hanselman. High. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 1 in, 1 on. Bottom 1. That's a strike. So Morrissey again ahead. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This was what Gallie could not do last night, was get ahead. They are ahead now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Strike 3, and that'll end the inning, but not before Merritt Island scores 1. They get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. We head to top of the second. Mustangs on top, 1-0. All right, welcome back here to Clinton Hurdle Field. Alan Slaughterzinski with you on the Brevard Sports Network. 1-0. And it'll be Lustig, Leitz, and Garrett Smith for skipper Bobby Collins. 441 career wins, 2-3 this season. Atatui blows strike one by Lustig. Works quick. That one just off the outside corner for a ball, 1-1. The 1-1 from Kide. Strike two. 1-2. Inside, and Lustig works the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Strike 3. 1 out. And for Kide, that's his second strikeout, and that'll bring up Leitz. Carson Leitz steps in. The pitch, ground ball to the shortstop. Hanselman up and over to first, dug out nicely for out number 2. And first baseman Garrett Smith will step in. So far this season for Garrett, he's a power hitting first baseman pitcher, does a good job. Off to a slow start, as most of the Commodores are, but they'll get it together. Smith does not have a hit yet this year. In 11 at-bats. He has scored 2 runs off a couple of walks. 1-0. Swung on and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Garrett. He, too, is a lefty. Ball is fouled straight back into the parking lot. And Kide Atatue is already 1 pitch away from getting out of inning number 2 in a blink of an eye. High and outside. 1-2. He's popping the mitt, that is for sure. Inside, and Smith works the count full to 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Here, 1-0 Merritt Island on top. A couple of infield hits and pass balls afforded the Mustangs an opportunity to score, and they took advantage, and they lead it 1-0 here at Clinton Hurdle Field. The full count, 2 out offering. And Garrett Smith draws a walk. And that'll bring up Jack Ketchersid. Ketchersid this year. Swings and misses. Ketchersid batting 167. He's got 6 at-bats. He's got 1 hit. So his second hit would look good now, and a little 2-out rally for the Commodores. Kide with quite a move over to first. That's not it, but trust me, he's got one. 0-1 to the Commodore left fielder. As Kide rocks, kicks, and fires outside. Ball 1. 1-1. Strike 2. 1-2 now. So Key Day lost Smith when he got ahead. Let's see what he does with catcher Sid here. Smith with a small lead at first. Strike 3, and that'll end the inning. The Commodores, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left. We head to the bottom of 2. 1-0 Merritt Island. All right, we go to bottom of the second inning for the Merritt Island Mustangs, and it'll be the catcher, Tyler Mully, Anderson, and Torenga. Once again, we want to thank Archaic Design Incorporated Kitchen and Bath, custom kitchen, bath, flooring, and outdoor kitchen remodeling store, licensed and insured. Custom home builder and remodeling company with over 30 years of experience. They'll work with you from design phase to completion to bring your dream kitchen, bath, or floor to life. With paying close attention to detail, it's the little things that make all the difference. Beauty and functionality combined to make your updates work for you. New floor, new you. New floors effortlessly updated to fit the look of any space. Schedule a consultation, 3D rendering, 3D remodel rendering, on-site consultation, or a free 30-minute phone consultation. Check them out online at archaicdesign.com or call 321-956-2066. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to the catcher, Tyler Mully. Changeup does not work, and it's 2-2. Mully this season, 4 for 6 in 2 games. He's a 4-year starter. He scored 3 runs, and if he gets on base, a threat to steal. He's 3 for 3 in that category. 2-2. Morrissey popped up. Is it playable? The Commodores struggled with the win last night into the dugout, and the count stays at 2-2. Gallie struggled last night with the win. A couple of balls popped high up, fell for base hits. One early on was a double. The 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. That's a Butte, Clark. 1 out. Asher Anderson will step up, and Asher, a first-year starter, sophomore. I've seen Asher Anderson hit Little League bombs that are still going. Swung on and missed so far as a first-year starter here for the Mustangs. He's 1 for 7, 3 RBIs, and he has got a very, very bright future. 6'3", big young man. That's a strike. 0-2. Anderson quickly falls behind. The on-deck hitter is Romeo Torenga. The 0-2 to Asher. Popped up and foul out of play. That would be one heck of a catch. We are in the bottom of the second inning, and Merritt Island leads it 1-0. Nobody's really solidly hit the ball yet except for one Mustang who had a shot to the right fielder, but Josh Dexter hauled it in. It was the play that scored. That was Jacob Leffler. Play that scored Riley Diaz on a tag from third. The 0-2 to Asher. Strike three, the ball gets away. Anderson on his way to first. Cole Wilson with a good-looking glove. And that's the second strikeout of the inning. So 2 up, 2 down. Romeo Tornga steps in. Tornga first year, he's a junior. Designated hitter tonight, batting for Key out of 2 ace, 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs this year. Two outs, none on. Second inning. And Morrissey with a lefty-righty matchup here. And first pitch is Tornga's late on it and fouls it into the softball facility for a 0-1 count. Jordan Dunnigan is on deck. And still late, and fouls it down the right field line. And Morrissey, somewhat of a groove here, is 0-2 to Tornga with 2 outs. What will he elect to do here with the number 8 hitter? Will he go after him? Will he waste one? Your guess is as good as mine, but we are about to find out. The 0-2. Right after him, strike three looking. 3 up, 3 down as Morrissey strikes out the side. We head to the top of the third, 1-0 Mustangs. All right, welcome back here. And again tonight, 7-year-old Viera Elementary second grader Vivian Sleeth threw out the first pitch. Of course, if you don't know about Vivian's plight, she suffers from DIPG, a rare terminal pediatric brainstem tumor. And tonight, fired a strike from nearly 60 feet and 6 inches. There's a shot down the third base line. That's fair. And around first and on his way to second with a leadoff double is Josh Dexter, and a much-needed leadoff hit for Gallie, their first big hit. In a couple of games. And Cole Wilson has the responsibility of bringing him in. That one just snuck in there. Good shot. But back to Vivian Sleeth, and we promised that we'd give you her GoFundMe, and it's, of course, www.gofundme.com. Now, it is, make sure you put the backslash in, Vivian lives her best life. So please help out. Popped up and foul down the right field line. The fighting spirit of Vivian is extremely uplifting. And again, it's www.gofundme. Vivian lives her best life is where you can find it and make a donation, please. Pitch fouled back and out of play. And Kide Atatue is ahead on the number 9 hitter, catcher Cole Wilson. The 0-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. Back to the top of the lineup with Christian Neal, who grounded out last time to Kide Atatue. 1 out, 1 on. Atatue's first offering to Neal is low and outside for a ball. The 0-1 is now 2-0. Good ball game here to start. There's a ground ball to the second baseman, up and over to first for out number 2. Nice play by Riley Diaz, as that's a 4-3 if you're scoring at home. Riley Jackson steps in. Jackson is struggling at the plate. He's got just 1 hit this year to start the season. And they're going to intentionally walk Riley Jackson. Riley will take a walk. So we got runners at first and third down. That's going to bring up Daniel Snowden, who struck out his first time up. I like the call myself. Riley was first pitch swinging last time and just missed it. Key Day. There's a shot. Second base over to first. Gets Snowden. Nice play by the third baseman to end the inning. That's a tough play to get the third and final out. Nick Wimberly down there, junior. So that'll end the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left, and we head to the bottom of the third, 1-0 Mustangs. All right, welcome back to the Friday night prep game of the week. Brought to you by Archaic Designs Inc., Kitchen and Bath. And coming to the plate is Torrin Dunnigan, the left fielder, 1 for 5 to start the year. The junior is a second-year starter for the Mustangs. And Daniel Morrissey and Kide Atatue are locked in a pitcher's duel here early. And the bottom of the third inning, it'll be 9-1-2 for the Mustangs. Morrissey rocks, kicks, and fires. And blows that one by him for strike one. Nothing and 1. Lefty to the righty. Morrissey steps off. So what do y'all think of the new Major League Baseball rules? I like them. I like them. I like the pitch clock. I like the bases. I like it all. Curveball drops in for strike 2. Baseball games should not be 4 hours long. And for the purists that say that it's going to take away from the game, you're going to have to tell me how. Pitch, strike 3. And gets him on the tag. Morrissey is now struck out. 5 straight Mustangs. And we go back to the top of the lineup with Ryland Diaz, who has scored the lone Mustang run. He got an infield hit his last time up. But, I keep hearing that it's going to hurt the integrity of the game. How? Wasn't the integrity of the game already hurt, taking 4 hours to play, 4.5 hours to play? Pitch. And Morrissey is in a groove. Strike 1. Strike 2. Now, I don't know. Maybe in a generation, as these new group of players come up, in a generation you can do away with it, is they mold them back into getting inside the batter's box in a certain period of time. And the pitchers, from stepping off and on the rubber 3-4 times in an at-bat, the 0-2 hit him. And Ryland Diaz has reached again, this time with an HPP. I love the old game, too, as much as anybody. I'm a purist, but it's ridiculous, some of this baseball games. Coming up tomorrow on Brevard Sports Network, it's Demetrius Richardson Memorial Showcase. The best prep girls basketball players from grades 7 through 12 will be showcased all day long here on BSN. And Morrissey now facing Noah Knight. Noah struck out his first time up, and Diaz tries to take second. He's gone. What a throw from Wilson. Great throw. And that is out number 2, and that takes care of the Mustangs base runner. What a throw. Cole Wilson playing for Riley Jackson behind the dish. Jackson banged up a little bit, so he's out at second. And Wilson with a strike. Curveball off the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Noah Knight now with nobody on, 2 outs, 1-1. Pitch outside, ball 2. 2-1. The 2-1. 3-1. Nick Wimberly on deck. So a hitter's count for the Mustang center fielder. Morrissey, the 3-1. And that's a 2-out walk. As Wimberly steps in, he too with an infield single his first time up. I don't know if we're going to see anybody running here. So I stand corrected. I said Cole Wilson, good catcher, not Riley Jackson. That throw was every bit as good as anything you'll see from anybody in this county from behind the dish. 2 outs now. Pitch. And low, I think. Ball 1. Jacob Leffler on deck. He hit the ball hard his last time up. And that ball is lofted down the right field line, but out of the reach of the right fielder, Josh Dexter. And that'll even it up at a ball and a strike here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third, 1-0 in a pitcher's duel between Kide Atatue and Daniel Morrissey. Battle of lefties here today. The 1-1. That's his I'm just going to hold you close move. Every lefty's got a good move. Morrissey, no exception. Pitch. High for a ball, 2-1. I was at a game as a kid back in the 80s, 85, 84, 86, somewhere in that neighborhood. Oriole game where I saw middle reliever Tippy Martinez for the Orioles, left-hander, pick off 3 Toronto Blue Jays in 1 inning. Never forget it as long as I live. Pitch at the knees, and the Deuces are wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Turn card pitch coming here from Morrissey to Nick Wimberly. There's a chopper. That's fair. It's going to be a tough play up and over to first, but made very nicely by Carson Leitz for the third and final out. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We head to the fourth, 1-0, Merritt Island. All right, top of the fourth here. It'll be Lustig, Leitz, and Garrett Smith for O'Gallie. So Brock Lustig, his first time up, he struck out swinging. The pitch, low and outside, ball 1, 1-0. Fouled straight way back. 1-1 here. The 1-1 to Lustig. Swung on. Foul tipped back to the screen. A lot of foul territory here at Merritt Island, so no man's land. Once the ball gets away from the catcher. Key out of 2A ahead of Brock Lustig, and high for ball 2. 2-2. Key rocks, kicks, and fires. Strike 3. And that'll be Lustig's second strikeout of the night. And the 5th for Key Day. And that'll bring up Carson Leitz, who grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. PA guy keeps calling him Let's. I know that drives players crazy. Pitch, strike 1. Take that back, ball 1. I'll just give it to you like this. I know it missed. I can't tell you where it missed. But all I know is it was called a ball off the plate, ball 2. So Key Day's got to battle back here. I'm not sure where he's missing here. That one's probably outside, but it's 3-0. There's a strike. I say, umpires do great jobs, and strike zone tonight is low, tight. 3-1. High and outside, ball 4. So that was a ball. And Leitz will take a 1-out walk. And that'll bring up Garrett Smith. Smith walked his last time up, so he's officially does not have an at-bat. And he is looking for his first hit of the year. The lead by Leitz. Catcher Sid on deck. Key steps off and throws over. Tyler Mully behind the plate. Have not tried to run on him yet. Of course, they haven't had a runner. Pitch. That's a curveball in there for a strike. Strike 1. Key said before the game that his changeup was the pitch that was working for him. So we'll see if we get any of that. There's a changeup, low and inside for a ball. 1-1. Good arm motion on the changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Strike 2 to Garrett Smith. Blew that one by the senior. And 2 strikes. Out of 2, he shakes off Mully. See what he brings here. Foul tip in and out of the glove of Mully, so we'll do the 1-2 scenario all over again. Definitely a night for left-handers. Popped up. High popped up. This is trouble. And, yeah, you could just see that was going to be trouble. See the flags out there? Stiff breeze blowing to right field. And Wimberly with a nice try on that one. But just not much you could do with that thing coming down as it accelerated about 20 miles an hour, 30 feet off the ground, and went right. Just a crazy pop fly there. Great play if you can make it, but that's a tough one. But the count remains 1-2 after all of that, and Garrett Smith has new life. Let's see if he can ride the wind and put the Commodores on top. The off speed misses, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now to the power hitting left-handed first baseman. Key Day likes the first signal down. Here's the pitch. Inside 3-2, and I tell you get the feeling the strike zone is being squeezed a little bit here. 3-2 now. Fouled back to the screen, and Smith doing his best Saturday Night Fever impression and staying alive. And the count is now 3 balls, or stays at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Leeds with about a 4-step lead. Pitch, and that one is a little nubbler to the third baseman over to second for 1. Back to first. Won't get him in time. They do get the lead runner, though. That was nearly. So Garrett Smith will reach on a fielder's choice, and that'll bring up Jack Ketcher, Sid. Sorry about that. I was a little late there. I was sitting down. I have a unique setup here at Merritt Island. I am obviously, you know where I am. I am off to the third base side. Thank you, Buster. Off to the third base side, and with a table, and the tripod sits on top of the table so that you can see over the guys who come out of the dugout. So I'm standing up on a bench, shooting over top of everything. So I was sitting down on that one, and I'll be doggone if I didn't get caught. So 1-0 to the Commodores left fielder. That's a strike. I'll tell you what, 1-1. I would have pegged that one a ball myself. And the off speed is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Jack Ketcher, Sid. At a 2A with Garrett Smith at first. Strike 3. That's a beaut. And at a 2A gets Ketcher, Sid, striking out for the second time in this one. And the Commodores leave a runner stranded. We go to the bottom of 4. Still 1-0 Merritt Island. All right, it'll be Jake Leffler, Dean Hanselman, and Tyler Mully here in the bottom of the 4th inning with the Mustangs on top, 1-0. They scored that run back in the 1st inning on a couple of infield hits and some good base running. Daniel Morrissey, the left-handed hurler for O'Gallie, at one point struck out 5 Mustangs in a row. Leffler, his last time up, hit the ball well to the right fielder, opposite field, and he has the lone RBI in this one as Rylan Diaz tagged. That ball's in the dirt, 1-0. Once again, we want to thank Archaic Designs Incorporated, Kitchen and Bath. Popped up and out of play. Check their website out. It's a beautiful website, archaicdesign.com, and give them a call to set up a 3D rendering, a 3D remodel rendering, an on-site consultation, or a free 30-minute phone consultation at 321-956-2066. 1-1 to Jake Leffler here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The pitch, chopper up the middle, and Riley Jackson nearly, was he out or was he safe? Says he was safe. And I'll tell you what, that's a heck of a play by Riley Jackson. He gave the safe sim when he kind of did the little punch-out thing, but apparently he is safe. So Jake Leffler leads off with the 3rd hit of the night for the Mustangs, and they have all been of the infield variety. That's a heck of a play by Riley Jackson there. What groin? To the shortstop side of the bag, Jackson was. And that is ball 1. So the last time the Mustangs put the leadoff guy aboard, he scored. Tyler Mully on deck, Dean Hanselman in the box. Will we see a bunt here with nobody out? Pulls the bat back. And it's 2-0 now. Two and 0. 3-0. So a long way to go now for Morrissey and Hanselman. So I would assume Hanselman will be taken here. And if he can get it, if he can get ball 4, it's obviously 1st and 2nd with nobody out, but see what happens. This will be the best pitch of the night he sees. Morrissey rocks, kicks, fires. Ball 4. So it was not the best pitch of the night. It is ball 4. And the Mustangs with a little something brewing here. With the 6th, 7th, and 8th batter in the lineup coming up. Now they all struck out their last time up. Tyler Mully struck out looking, and I think Coach Widener's telling him, got to swing the bat. Got to get it off the shoulders and swing it through here. I would not be surprised if he tries to push a bunt down here to advance the runners to 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. And Asher Anderson up next. As Mully squares, pulls it back, squares again. Oh, he drops it foul. It's like a little slope hill there, and that ball caught the slope downward. And so that'll be strike 1. As Coach Widener puts on whatever play he's going to put on here. Low. Ball one. 1-1. So after rolling back at the end of the first, into the second, and into the third, Morrissey is struggling a bit, and pitching coach Ryan Houston's going to go out and have a word with Daniel Morrissey and probably the infield as well, just to make sure everybody's on the same page. Again, last night, this was a Commodore team that committed 3 errors. You don't want to give them anything. This is obviously going to be a pitcher's duel tonight. Things could break open, but based off of what we've seen, the pitchers are dominating this one. And so an error is, yeah, thanks, buddy. An error will, for sure, be very, very costly. My future broadcast partner there, Buster Beal. We're going to do some volleyball next year. I know. I appreciate you. But, right, exactly. No, I'm all right now, but next time for sure. All right, here we go. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tyler. First and second, square. Oh, they nearly got him. And he was leaning, but he got back there. And I guess that was the play they wanted to put on there, but not buying into it enough was Jake Leffler. So Tyler Mully, 1 ball and 1 strike with Asher Anderson on deck. The 1-1 coming. Squares the bunt. Low, ball 2, 2-1. Inside, high and tight, 3-1. As Dan Widener once again gives the signals. He hasn't bunted yet. I'd be shocked if he laid one down now. But again, keep in mind, last year in this game between these two, he bunted with the bases loaded in a 3-2. Oh, there's a shot in the left field. And around third and being held is Leffler. And Merritt Island has the bases loaded with nobody out here on a nice piece of hitting by Tyler Mully on the 3-1. And that'll bring up the sophomore, Asher Anderson. Anderson struck out swinging his first time up. This young man is outstanding baseball player. All the way around, the infield is in. Leitz, Lustig, Jackson, and Smith all on the grass. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Here in the bottom of the fourth, Asher Anderson, Daniel Morrissey, the 0-1. That ball is lifted and foul. Just foul. And Asher nearly dropped in what would have been a bases clearing double, because that ball, if it had hit the line and bounced right, you could run for days with the amount of foul territory here. Instead, Morrissey has Anderson in an 0-2 hole here. Can he get him? Morrissey's 0-2. High, 1-2. Here's the pitch. Low and inside, and Asher Anderson, a free swinging sophomore, patient on the last two pitches, and the count moves to 2-2. The Commodore infield still in, both feet on the grass. The 2-2, Morrissey. Foul tip hung on to by Cole Wilson, and Morrissey by Wilson hung on to, and Asher Anderson strikes out for the second time. And Tornga steps in. He looked at a third strike the last time, so that's one out. The seventh strikeout of the night for the Southpaw. And Tornga here. Coming into this one, Tornga was 3 for 5, and he lifts this one first pitch swinging down the right field line, but foul. He has 3 RBIs, so he's now 3 for 6. He's batting .500 on the year. Nothing and 1. Torrin Dunnigan will be next with 1 out unless there's a double play turn. Here's a chopper. That's going to be tough to turn a double play over to first. The ball gets away. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. And a 3rd run is on his way. Here's the throw, the slide, and out is Mully at the plate. And down to third goes the throw, but not before the Mustangs plate 2 on the throwing error. And now lead it 3-0. So Merritt Island on the air leads it 3-0, and Tyler Dunnigan steps in. Just told you if that ball gets away over there, you run for days. Mully was gunned at the plate, and all the way to third base goes Tornga. It's the 4th error in 2 nights for O'Gallie, and there's a shot to Riley Jackson. Can he turn it? Backhand over to first, indeed. And that'll end the inning, but not before the Merritt Island Mustangs get 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left. We head to the top of the 5th, 3-0, Merritt Island. All right, top of the fifth inning here, and the Commodores have now not plated a run in their last 12 innings. 5 last night, 2 at the end of their other game, 5 last night, and, well, I should say 11 innings because it's not yet completed in the fifth. As Josh Dexter, Cole Wilson, and Christian Neal look to change that. Kide Adatui's first pitch curveball offering swung on and missed. Dexter doubled his last time up as Kide with another curveball and another swing and a miss. Strike 2, 0-2. The 0-2 to Dexter, just off the outside corner, 1-2. Swung on and missed, and the throw down to first. And that'll be a strikeout for Kide. His 7th of the night. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Cole Wilson. Who? Well, I think we got a pinch hitter. We do. It's Colton Lynch. So Lynch going to bat for Cole Wilson here. Unless I've seriously screwed up my scorecard. And, well, that's not out of the realm of possibility either. Kide Adatue to Colton Lynch. Outside, ball 1. Excuse me. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. Just misses. 2-1. 2 balls and 2 strikes now as he catches the outside corner. Kide's pitch. Outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Let's go.
As a visit. And that'll do it for Kide Adatue. I believe he's probably hit a pitch count limit. Nice job by Kide. This count is full on a batter. Kide will come out. Kide pitches 4 and 1/3 of an inning. Strikes out 7. Gives up no runs. 1 hit. And now stepping in is going to be Nick Wimberly. So we'll go righty-lefty, and Wimberly, as you see Nick on your screen. Tell you about Nick last year. Great outing by Kide as Wimberly steps in now. Last year, Wimberly, as I said, he suffered through an injury last year. And an ERA of 0. He only appeared in 1 game last year, so He is a junior. Once again, great job by Kide Atatue. Gives up just one hit by my count. One hit. That was a double. 3 walks and 7 strikeouts. And he's going to face Colton Lynch with a full count. No pressure, right? Hard throwing right-hander. All right, Wimberly's done with his warm-up tosses. And Colton Lynch steps in with a full count here. So it must be a hard pitch count. So let's see what Wimberly can do with the 3-2 here. It's putting the junior to the test. Strike 3. As Christian Neal will step in. 1 pitch, 1 strike. 2 down here. Christian Neal steps in, grounded out to the pitcher and grounded out to the second baseman. Wimberly rocking that mitt just off the outside corner. Strike 1, or ball 1. Swung on and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Two outs here. The 1-1. Low. Bounced in the dirt. 2-1. Can't tell you how hard that is to have to come in on a full count and throw a strike like that. Pretty impressive. The 2-1. In high and tight. 3-1. Then he goes 3-1. Then Christian Neal. 3 balls and 1 strike to Christian. Whew. 3-2 now. See if he can bounce all the way back here. Inside, ball 4. And that'll be the 4th walk of the night issued by Mustang pitching. And that'll bring up Riley Jackson, the Florida State commit. I tell you what, if he gets a hold of a Nick Wimberly fastball, he can plant it out there on Merritt Island Boulevard. Wimberly, that ball bounces, and it's 1-0. And Riley considered to be and he is one of the best catchers in this county. We saw him go head-to-head last night against the other catcher considered to be the best in the county, and Alex Sosa. Ball is outside, and it's 2-0 to Riley. Alex, of course, at Vieira. He is committed to NC State. There were some scouts at that one last night, I'll tell you that. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, 3-0. And Wimberly cannot find the zone outside of that first pitch strike to Colton Lynch. He has thrown 6 balls and 2 strikes. And if Jackson gets a sweet one, he'll be swinging. He does not. And it is a second straight walk. And Daniel Snowden can come up. He's the tying run. Snowden just as capable. As his teammates try to settle him down. Bobby Collins is telling Daniel Snowden, look, everybody's struggling at the plate right now. Get a pitch, make him throw you a strike, maybe two. Snowden struck out his first time up and grounded out to the third baseman his last time up. There's nothing wrong with getting your pitch, as Wimberly may try and force one here. And when you try and force one into the zone, that's generally a mistake by a pitcher. And so much for my argument. Snowden's first pitch swing, and I don't agree with that. 0-1 to Daniel. Popped up and out of play, and 0-2 now. Well, I guess he got both his pitches. 2 on, 2 out, 2 strikes to Snowden. Can Wimberly, after issuing 2 free passes here, bounce back and get Snowden? Rocks, kicks, fires the curveball down to third, and Jackson will take second. And the pass ball, or wild pitch, we'll call it wild pitch, now has runners at second and third. And the count is 1-2. So RBI opportunities for the number 3 hitter. And he gets into one deep to center field, but over the head of Noah Knight. And Snowden's around first, and he slides into second with a double. And the Commodores have struck on the 2 free passes on a double by Snowden over the head of Noah Knight. And it's 3-2. And that's going to bring up Brock Lustig. Walks will kill you every time. I thought Noah had a shot at that, but I think he misplayed it by a step. And it got over his head. A clean double, though. A nice strike of the ball by Snowden. And the Commodores, all of a sudden, with 2 outs here, have the tying run at second base. And we got a tying run is now a courtesy runner. And number 5. That's not Carson. I missed the number. I apologize. So Brock Lustig steps in, a freshman. Lustig has struck out twice, and this is a good young ball player. He's going to be the Commodore shortstop into the foreseeable future. And he looks at strike 1, but he's got to get going with the bat here. And this is a good opportunity to do that. As Wimberly blows it by him for strike 2. And it's 0-2 to Brock. And like I said, he's an outstanding shortstop. Bobby Collins got a lot of trust in him, batting him 4th. And he'll hit. And foul tip hung on to by Tyler Mully. And Wimberly gets out of it. But the Gallie Commodores strike as they score 2 runs on 1 hit. No errors. 1 left. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's a 1-run game. 3-2 Merritt Island. 1, 2, and 3 back to the top of the Mustang order as Rylan Diaz steps in. Diaz with an infield single, and he was hit by a pitch his last time up. Daniel Morrissey returns for the bottom of the 5th inning here. So a 1-run game. Morrissey's first pitch offering is letter high, but caught a ball. 1-0. Fouled back. And it's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. In the dirt, 2-1. I would almost think Garrett Smith last night pitched. He's a lefty. I don't know that Bobby would come back with him. He struggled. Garrett didn't make it out of the first inning, but it was just a bad night for him. I don't know if he's available. The 2-1 is lofted into right field. It'll drop in for a leadoff hit for Rylan Diaz. And the Mustangs, for the 3rd time in the game, have the leadoff hitter aboard. And on 2 occasions, it's been Rylan Diaz as Noah Knight steps in. Knight struck out his first time up and walked the last time. And Rylan Diaz was gunned out trying to swipe second base the last time up. He's got a big lead now. There you see it. Pitch. That's a bunt popped up. Foul. Tried to catch Gallie sleeping and bunted it foul. They had him. Had him. Three, 2 is your score. 0-1 is your count. Your batter is 4-4. Noah Knight. The runner at first is for Rylan Diaz. Number 18, Daniel Morrissey on the hill. Morrissey rocks, kicks, fires. That's high for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom of the 5th inning, 3-2, Merritt Island on top. That drops in for strike 2. Nice pitch by Morrissey. Took a little off that, dropped in. Nick Wimberly is on deck. The 1-2. Not a pretty swing from Noah as he strikes out. It looked like he wanted to hold up, then he swung. And that is out number 1. And Nick Wimberly with an opportunity to help his cause. So Wimberly Morrissey. Ball 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Morrissey steps off the mound. Diaz has to get back. Steps back on it. That's a strike. 1-1. Wimberly and Morrissey, the two pitchers of record in this one right now. Wimberly came into the game 3 for 5 tonight. He's got a base hit, and he grounded out to the third baseman, so he's 1 for 2. The 1-1. That's a check swing strike, 1-2. Don't need to even ask on that one. He went. One ball, two strike, one out, one on. 3-2, 1-run lead for the Mustangs. Popped up and out of play. And it stays 1-2. Bounces in the dirt. Diaz goes to throw. Oh, they might have him. No, he's safe. Good slide under the tag. But I'll tell you what, that took one heck of a slide there and jump by Diaz to get that base because Cole Wilson with a rocket. And it's 2-2 now with a runner in scoring position. And that ball is fouled out of play. And Wimberly battles to keep it 2-2. The on-deck hitter is Jake Leffler, who scored last time up. Morrissey's 2-2. Curveball got him. And the throw down to first completes the strikeout. And Jake Leffler steps in. Leffler singled his last time up. Again, an infield hit, and he would come around to score on the throwing error. So 2 outs here, and Leffler at the dish. Morrissey comes to a set, rocks, kicks, and fires low for a ball 1-0. I don't see any activity in the bullpens. And they're just going to walk Jake Leffler with an intentional walk. So you now have runners at first and second with Dean Hanselman up. Hanselman walked his last time up and struck out the first time up. Hanselman would come around to score as well. Morrissey to Hanselman. The curveball's a beaut. Clark 0-1. Froze him. I'd come right back with that curveball. Pitch. And took a little off of it, and it's 0-2. So Morrissey with 2 on and 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Tyler Mully got a nice hit his last time up. Would be next. Diaz with about an 8-step lead at second. The pitch, and there's a ground ball to the shortstop. Lustig up and over to first for the 3rd and final out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. We head to the top of the 6th. 3-2 is our score. Mustangs on top. Top of the 6th inning here. It'll be Leitz, Garrett Smith, and catcher Sid for Gallie as the Commodores trail by just 1 now. Carson Leitz is grounded out to the shortstop. And his last time up, he drew a walk and was out on a force at second. And Wimberly throws strike 1. Curveball misses 1-1. Fastball fouled back to the screen, and Leitz falls behind. 1-2. The 1-2. Fouled back to the screen. Over the screen. 1-2 still. Oh, frozen. Beautiful pitch. Strike 3 looking. And Garrett Smith will step in. Pretty pitch. 1 out. Garrett Smith steps in. Garrett tonight walked and 1 out on a fielder's choice. So no official at bats for Garrett. 0-1. Fouled off And it's 0-2, and Wimberley quickly has Smith in an 0-2 hole here. The on-deck hitter is Jack Ketchersid, the left fielder. See what the call is here. What will Tyler Mully put down? Will he ask him for the curveball and try to freeze the left-handed power-hitting first baseman, or will he just try and blow it by him? There's your answer. He took a little off and gets Smith swinging. Strike 3, 2 outs. Alex Jacobs will now pinch hit for Jack Ketchersid. Alec Ketchersid will be pinch hit for by Alex Jacobs. And there's 2 outs here in the top of the 6th as Nick Wimberley has bounced back from a shaky start back in the 5th to strike out the first 2 Commodore hitters with some beautiful off-speed pitches. And now he'll face Alex Jacobs. That one just missed. I know. 0-1. When I say just missed, I mean a car in a parking lot. And there's a ground ball to the first baseman. Picked up, scoot by, I think it's Kide. Is that Kide? It is Kide out of 2A at first base. And that is easy peasy lemon squeezy for Nick Wimberley. 3 up, 3 down. 2 strikeouts as Morrissey steps on the bump to take the hill for the bottom of the 6th. 3-2, Merritt. Once again, we want to thank Archaic Design Incorporated Kitchen and Bath. Custom kitchen, bath, flooring, and outdoor kitchen remodeling store, licensed and insured, and custom home builder and remodeling company with over 30 years of experience. They'll work with you from design phase to completion to bring your dream kitchen, bath, or floor to life. Schedule a consultation, a 3D rendering, a 3D remodeling rendering, on-site consultation, or a free 30-minute phone consultation. Give them a call at 321-956-2066 or check them out online at archaicdesign.com. As we head to the bottom of the 6th with Tyler Mully at the plate. 3-2, Merritt Island on top. And Morrissey fires in strike 1. So a much better effort tonight for the Gallie Commodores. They still trail, and there's a chopper to Leitz. And what a gun by Carson Leitz to get Tyler Mully. And that's 1 out. But you see a light at the end of the tunnel. That's not a freight train. So good on the Gallie tonight for battling back from their game last night. Whether they win or lose here tonight, certainly a much better effort. As Asher Anderson steps in. What a throw by Leitz. as Morrissey steps off against Asher Anderson, and the sophomore has struck out swinging in both of his trips to the dish tonight. And Morrissey comes set, rocks, kicks in, fires, and there's a hard ground ball to Lustig with a long throw. Oh, that's a beaut. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. And Lustig with the long throw from the backhanded stab. And the Commodores, with two outstanding defensive plays, have 2 outs here. That's a web gem. And Romeo Tornga will step in. It's a great call by the first base umpire. And Tornga high and inside, 1-0. That ball is drilled into the gap, way back, and off the wall and around first, and on his way to second with a stand-up double is Tornga. Great piece of hitting by Tornga. And the Mustangs with some 2-out life here. And Torrin Dunnigan, that's me. Yeah, they fell, they blew off. Torrin Dunnigan coming up. Thank you. If he hit that ball to right field, it might have hopped over that fence. That was a good piece of hitting. I meant over. Yeah. High, ball 1. He called it a strike, so 0-1 now to Dunnigan. Morrissey, strike 2. No doubt about that one. So 0-2 to Dunnigan. Tornga on second. 2 outs, 3-2, Merritt Island. Commodores will come up and be down to their final 3 outs. There's a high ground ball chopper to Lustig, up and over to first. And that is the 3rd and final out as Lustig makes that look routine. So, no runs, 1 hit, a nice double by Tornga, 1 left. Commodores down to their final 3 outs as we head to top of the 7th, 3-2 Mustangs. All right, this is it. Josh Dexter steps in. Just off the outside corner. Ball one. Two and 0. There's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Tight zone all night. And Wimberley finds it there. 2 and 1. High ball 3, and Dexter is 1 pitch away from being the tying run at first. The 3-1 to Dexter. Low. Oh, my goodness. 3 and 2. Strike 3. 1 out. As Wimberley battles back. As Cole Wilson will come back to bat. Colton Lynch batted for him the last time. Now Wilson comes back in. Ball 1. I'm just going to wait for the arm. Two and 0. There's 1. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Fouled back as Wimberley has battled back from 2 and 0 to 2 and 2. Fastball, strike 3 called. 2 outs. And O'Galley's down to their final out. And it'll be Josh Neal to try to extend the game. And as Nick Wimberley looks for a 6 out, or actually a 4 out save. High ball 1, 5 out save it would be. Came on with 1 out. So this would be a 5 out save for Wimberley. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Kide Atatue stands to get the win. Fouled back to the screen, and O'Galley's now down to their final strike. The 1-2, 2 outs. Outside, and we've got a deuces wild here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs is the turn card pitch, the final one of the night. It is, as Wimberley strikes out Christian Neal, strikes out the side in the 7th. The Mustangs hang on to win 3-2. They move to 3-0. They drop the Commodores to 2-4. And I'll tell you what a great effort tonight by both pitchers, or all 3 pitchers in this one. Kide Atatue, your winning pitcher, and your losing pitcher tonight, unfortunately. And he's a hard luck loser tonight because he pitched 1 whale of a baseball game, Daniel Morrissey. So that'll end it. Your final score, the Mustangs 3, the Commodores 2. Once again, we'd like to thank Archaic Design And we'll be back with you all day tomorrow here on Brevard Sports Network for the Coach Demetrius Richardson Memorial Classic. As you see the players shake hands, we'd like to thank the athletic directors and both skippers, Danny Widener and Bobby Collins. So one more time, the Mustangs move to 3-0 as they get a 3-2 win over the Gallie Commodores. Have a great night, everybody. And as always, make it a sports night.